Hello, I'm Dennis Scherer, president of Logos University, and it's a joy to be with you today here on Logos Connect. I want to start right away with our scripture, 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman who needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Now, today I want to talk to you for a minute about our advanced degree, the Master of Divinity, the Master of Divinity. And if you go to our website, logos.edu, click on Academics and drop down, the Master of Divinity, or MDiv as they refer to it, is the standard of ministry preparation degrees. It is intended to provide students with a solid foundation from a variety of topics, themes, and disciplines from which pastoral ministry may be practiced. Many denominations, associations, and fellowship require an MDiv for ordained ministry. So the Master of Divinity. It's, again, all of our master's programs are an excellent platform to pursue our doctoral programs. There are 66 hours are required for successful completion of the Master of Divinity program. I really think in today's culture, before you'd have to go away for 4 years of college, room and board at $25,000 a year, $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, and then you'd have another 2 years to complete. Well, if you're familiar with our cost per credit hour, our mentorship program, then you realize that with Logos University, you can complete your degree program in a shorter amount of time for much less money, no matter what age you are. We've enrolled a student at 78 years old, wanting to get their bachelor's degree in theology. So it's never too late, and if you're a lifelong learner, it's never too late. So, but our basis for this is so important. Study to show yourself approved unto God. It refers to a workman who has been put to a test, and meeting the specifications has won the approval of the one who has subjected him to the test. Study to show yourself approved unto God. Our education system in the United States, and I appreciate the Montessori method and the things in the 1980s that influenced public education. I appreciate much of that, some of that. But we are not meant to just acquire knowledge to pass a test. Lots of people approach study as I've got to get this knowledge to pass the test. When that is the motivation, I find as an educator, when that is the motivation, they will only retain they say, about 30% of what they've learned, much less if they do not practice it in order to grow, to maximize what we learn. See, the fallacy sometimes of education is because I read all the books and passed the test and got the certificate, I therefore am educated. Well, we're only educated to the degree that we exercise what we have learned. Otherwise, we have knowledge and we have information, and that quickly dissipates without usage. But once we actually begin the task of doing what we studied for, we actually become educated. That's why you've talked to people who are self-educated. They may not have ever gone to college, but they certainly understand what the Magna Carta was. They understand what the Treaty of Versailles was. They know that the United States of America is a constitutional republic, not a democracy. They know how to talk all that. What? They just learned. They've just studied to show themselves approved. But they're lacking, as they used to say in my generation, they're lacking the sheepskin or the parchment paper. So studying to show ourselves approved is very important as a lifelong learner, a workman who does not need to be ashamed. Could you imagine having a conversation with a bunch of intellectuals around the table and you have no idea what the Louisiana Purchase was about? And they start on this discussion and you're expected to make a contribution, and you say something like, I think there were wagon trains involved, and there were Indians. Were there Indians? And why did they have the World's Fair, the Louisiana States Exposition in St. Louis? How is that? Missouri's a long way from Louisiana. Now, I'm using it as an illustration. Generally, when we're in a group of people, we try to have some sense of what the heck they're talking about, like what is even going on in the conversation. Unfortunately, that's too true for preachers and those in the ministry. You've got to have a bigger picture. Our Master of Divinity program, in order to study ourselves, to show ourselves approved, I'll wrap up with this. Our Master of Divinity program is going to give you enough information about Greek, church history, Hebrew, the Synoptic Gospels, philosophy, homiletics, ethics, pastoral counseling, Old Testament theology, systematic theology, hermeneutics, comparative religion, and apologetics. Now, there are concentration courses in a Christian education track, Christian leadership and management track, the pastoral care counseling track, such things as grief counseling, crisis counseling, cognitive therapy, and addictions counseling. So I want to encourage you to take a look at our advanced degree, the Master of Divinity. And I believe you're going to be encouraged with the potential that you can grow, the potential to grow. Remember, it's affordable. We provide a course mentor who helps coach you to get the grade you need to get the certificate, the sheepskin that you need. So we will talk again soon, and see you again on another Logos Connect.